lovely afternoon to you. My name is Ogochukwu Ona, and you're welcome to Nationwide. We are transmitting live from Abuja, and you can follow this news online on all our social media platforms. The federal government will, in the next 30 days, take decision on whether or not to suspend the new electricity tariff of 206.8 naira kilowatt per hour for Band A electricity consumers in the country. This follows a petition by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria to the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, appealing for the suspension of the tariff. Joshua Ojito reports.
It's yet to settle over increase in electricity tariff for Band A customers, with Manufacturers Association of Nigeria appealing for the suspension of the new tariff. In a petition to the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, the association, through its counsel, says there was no wide consultation with customers before the increase in tariff, and the continuous implementation of the tariff will lead to closure of some manufacturing industries in the country.
Can we initiate a process where we have deeper conversations as to what we need to do to make progress?
The order that was issued in January, I believe, is not being challenged. And in that order, there is a clear provision by the Commission that automatic adjustments on monthly basis reflecting the FX rate and some other macroeconomic indices will continue to take place.
However, the petition was opposed by power generating and distribution companies, who argue that the suspension of the tariff will lead to losses in their operations. Vice Chairman, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, Dr. Musliu Oseni, who chairs the four-man panel, reserves ruling on the matter for the next 30 days. Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
The federal government, with the support of development partners, is restraining food vendors and other participants of the homegrown school feeding program as government works out new templates for the implementation of the program nationwide. Aliyu Tijani reports that participants of the program in Nasarawa, Bauchi, Jigawa and Kebbi states are the first set of beneficiaries of the training taking place in Lafia.
40 food vendors were selected from Nasarawa State for the 3-day training on food safety, hygiene practices and raw material handling. The training is to strengthen nutrition system, which contributes to ending malnutrition for 1.1 million women of productive age and children under 5.
Training aims to conduct capacity building on food safety, hygienic food practices, and raw material handling. The training is also aimed at improving the capacity of the food vendors in service delivery to school children under the school feeding program.
Meanwhile, Nasarawa State government has continued to support vulnerable persons in the state through its conditional cash transfer, where hundreds of vulnerable persons benefited from the scheme.
Go a long way. It will help. It will solve problems. It will solve one or two issues.
It actually helps less privileged, and we have been collecting this for the good format, and that has gone a long way in helping the poor people.
The state government cash transfer scheme is to complement federal government intervention under the National Social Investment Program in Lafia. Aliyu Tijani, NTA News.
The wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shettima, has distributed food items and cash support to more than 900 poor and vulnerable persons across the 44 local government areas of Kano State. This gesture is part of the First Lady's Renewed Hope initiative, which aims at giving every Nigerian a sense of belonging. Yahanasu Hassan Barao reports.
Indeed, Mariam Adamu has every reason to be happy. She is among the 20 vulnerable who grabs 500,000 naira each to boost their crop production as part of the Renewed Hope initiative under the Food Outreach Scheme and Women Farmers Empowerment. Kano State is the first state to benefit from such an initiative after the Federal Capital Territory. I am very happy. I don't even know what to tell. This will boost my farming. Alhamdulillah. Apart from the women farmers, 900 people with special needs and vulnerable also benefited from the support of food items.
Let them utilize it, and they should just utilize it positively.
Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf also complimented the First Lady's support and pledged to do more.
The governor asked us to equally complement this effort by giving them a pumping an irrigation machine, as well as 1 acre of cultivable fertile land in the 3 senatorial zones.
While in Kano, the wife of the Vice President, Nana Kashim Shatima, visited the Kano Mosque fire victims at Murtala Muhammad Specialist Hospital. In Kano, Yahana Hassan Barrow, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy, has delivered empowerment equipment to 100 orphan girls, earlier scheduled for mass wedding later this month in Mariga, local government area of Niger State. A delegation from the office of the minister delivered the items to the Emir of Kontagora for onward distribution to the would-be brides of the mass wedding, which the Speaker of Niger State House of Assembly, Abdul Maki Sarkin Darjin, had earlier indicated interest to sponsor. Musa Mikhail reports.
Emir of Kontagora, Muhammadu Barrow Muazu, was the scheduled meeting point for the minister's delegation, the orphan girls, their would-be grooms, and other relations. The task ahead of the delegation, led by Senior Special Advisor on Private Sector and Political Affairs to the Minister, Usman Adaji, was to profile and verify the ages of the said orphan girls that were being scheduled for the mass wedding, their medical fitness, education, and economic status. The visiting team were also mandated to deliver empowerment tools such as POS machine, food items, and wrappers. Niger State government on its part made cash donation of 100,000 naira each, while Emir of Kontagora gifted 1 sewing machine to each of the 100 girls.
We felt we need to have these women empowered properly so that they can be self-sustained.
So I'm happy because the minister and I are on the same page.
To all the Nigerians, all the people that are involved into these matters, that we should calm down. The problem here is communication gap.
Very happy with the development. It has become a blessing to us all. We met and agreed to marry each other.
No one forced us. I picked my partner myself.
Well, we love each other. We are dating each other almost 3 years now.
Nobody forced us, and she's orphan.
The mass wedding, which was earlier scheduled for 24th of this month, will now hold at a later date after all the verifications have been made and cleared. From Kontagora, Musa Mikhail, NTA News.
Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf has presented staff of office to the reinstated 16th Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II. Reports reaching us says the event was conducted at the government house in Kano amidst traditional and religious rulers, families, friends, and well-wishers. And now Samira Hamisu Shira is at the Kano Emir's Palace with a situation report. Okay, over to you now.
Today, Friday, the 24th of May 2024 is indeed a historic day in the history of Kano State and even northern Nigeria, because this is the day where an Emir is reinstated in Kano State, the first time in history, and it happened as a result of series of events that have unfolded in the last couple of days in Kano State. The staff of office was presented to the 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, at the Africa House in Kano Government House, and the event, as expected, was witnessed by traditional and religious rulers, families, friends, and supporters, and even there was a live performance from a Kano-based artist. Reports reaching us indicates that the Emir will anytime soon be here. He will be arriving from the Government House, where he led the 2 Raka'at congregational Jumu'at prayers at the Government House Mosque. So anytime from now, the 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, is going to be at the Emir's Palace, where it is expected that traditional rulers, all and sundry, and members of the society are going to come here and pledge their allegiance to the 16th Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II.
So can you give us a general atmosphere there? How is it like in that area, in Kano generally? What's the mood?
the mood, everything is going on well. It's just like a normal Friday here, but there are celebrations here and there in the strategic places, maybe the Emir's palace, where his relatives are also. And from a reliable source, members of his immediate family have since arrived from Lagos to also witness this remarkable day.
All right, thank you very much. I believe we'll get more updates as events unfold. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, Osun State has been selected by the federal government as a pioneer state to pilot a research called Value for Money, a study to ensure effective implementation of the National Homegrown School Feeding Program. Kayode Oladoshu tells us more.
Since the implementation of homegrown school feeding in Osun State in 2006, the state has been the focus of the success stories of the program. Based on the success rate of the program, the federal government is setting another phase of intervention in the state, tagged Value for Money Study. The research is set to enable the federal government ascertain the impact of school feeding in all the states of the federation, where Osun State is picked as the pioneer state for the scheme.
This research is important because it would accredit, the state basically when it comes to homegrown school feeding itself. It also is a gateway for international bodies to know what is happening in the state and how they can come and invest in this particular program within the state. It's an easy access for us to even see how we can source for grants, how we can source for other benefits for the program.
With this intervention, the state is ready for the initiative.
We are proud to be one of the flagship states selected for the Value for Money, that is VFM in brackets, study, which will assess the impact of this program in our state. The school feeding program has been a cornerstone of Osun State's education policy.
The Osun State Homegrown School Feeding Program caters for over 200,000 pupils in public primary schools across the 30 local government areas in the state. In Oshogbo, Kayode Oladoshu, NTA News.
And Kayode is still live in Oshogbo there. And now, Kayode, can you fill us more in on this research and how it will enhance the federal government's policy on national homegrown school feeding program?
Thank you, Gochuko. Let me start from the background report. This particular research embarked upon by the federal government will be conducted in all the public primary schools across the 30 local government areas in Osun State. Now, let me explain some things. What is this research all about? According to the Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Homegrown School Feeding Program, Dr. Yetunde Adeniji, the study will provide an empirical report for the government to guide on the scale up of investment for the school feeding program. According to her, data for the study will be acquired through primary and secondary sources. And then selected youths that have been trained have started collecting data since yesterday. They are going to do this for about 8 days from relevant stakeholders, which includes schools, MDAs that have relevant things to do with the school feeding program, cooks, farmers, and then community members. Also, well, when we take a look at this pilot project in Osun State, it will boost the state intervention policies on school feeding program, as well as help evaluating the program to know issues, indices, and whatever challenges the program has had in the time past. This project is a means of restructuring national homegrown school feeding program by the federal government so that it can reflect on its multi-sectoral benefits and its impact on socio-economic as well as human capital development of the country. The SSA made it known while addressing journalists in Oshogbo 2 days ago that the scheme will be executed in one selected state per geopolitical zones. It's not only in Osun State, but across the country. After the pilot scheme in Osun State, other states will have the benefit of it. And as you know, the ultimate objective of National Homegrown School Feeding Program is to eliminate hunger and malnutrition. I'm telling you, with this research, it will definitely make this a reality be fulfilled by the federal government.
Indeed, it is to eliminate hunger and malnutrition. Thank you very much, Kayode from Osogbo.
You're welcome.
All right, now almost every activity of human life has been automated, and the judiciary is not an exception. However, introducing technology to the legal system comes with its own challenges. And to achieve this, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi SAN, is leaving nothing to chance as he unveils a book titled Law and Technology, written by Special Assistant to the President on Justice Reforms, ICT and Digital Innovative Technology, Fernandez Marcus Obiene, to ease the job of judicial officers by adopting technology.
In time, technology has been introduced to enhance output in different sectors. The Nigerian judiciary is also undergoing a service upgrade with the introduction of technology to make the sector more effective and efficient. This new interface has created opportunities as well as some teething problems.
We live in an era of rapid technological changes, and as legal professionals, we must adapt. The principles of law must evolve alongside technology to navigate emerging challenges and opportunities.
A 7-chapter book written by a legal luminary seeks to explore the inherent advantages of technology to the legal system.
You want to write an argument for court, do you use AI? If you're using AI, how are you using AI? You know, this book tries to explain some of those things and make it so that practitioners and regulators can understand it better so that they can be able to better adequately regulate technology. One of the more interesting things that we talk about now when we talk about this is thoughts. Self-driving cars, things like self-driving cars. We don't have a lot of those in Nigeria yet, but the reality is that it's coming. So if a car that is driven by itself hits another person, who should be liable?
Unregulated technology may not be too well for all of us, and technology needs to fall within the ambit of the law.
The 181-page book is recommended to those interested in harnessing the power of law in the realm of technology.
We will now be heading straight to Lagos now, where Adeola is standing by for more reports. Hello, Adeola. Over to you.
Ogachikuka. Ahead of the July 2025 local government elections, the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission last year has commenced engagement with critical stakeholders for hitch-free polls. One of such engagements is the interactive session between LASIEC and journalists aimed at intimating the fourth estate of the realm with the new initiatives introduced to build on successes recorded during the 2021 local government election in the state. Musa Toliat has the report.
The importance of local government elections underscores the need to take governance to the doorsteps of the citizenry, especially those at the grassroots. For Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, LASIEC saddled with the responsibility of conducting credible, free and fair elections, there is need to ensure critical stakeholders are on the same page with the Commission, hence their engagement with journalists. The establishment of geographical information system at the LASIEC is one of the new innovations to aid effective data management and planning of the election.
This is to further strengthen our election management capacity. It will enhance the tracking of election materials in terms of deployment and retrieval.
The interactive session also touched on making the election all-inclusive so that no one is left behind.
Commission has come up with what we call a integrated voter education strategy that cuts across all the strata of the society. Taking into consideration the enormous resources and valuable time expended on pre-election and post-election litigation, the Commission has therefore activated, in line with our strategic plan, the modality to keep starting exploring alternative dispute resolution of electoral disputes.
But immediately after the past election, which brought about the strategic plan, the PWDs were actually put in that plan for the commission to pay attention towards them.
The interactive gathering is also one in series expected to bring stakeholders on the same page so that issues such as voter apathy can be drastically reduced. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
Those in construction business are in for a tough time as Lagos state government is coming down hard on violators of building code to sanitize the state of illegal structures. Our correspondent reports that government, through its regulatory agencies, have been embarking on series of demolition to reduce incidences of building collapse and other environmental hazards, leading to loss of lives and property, especially as the rainy season sets in. On which the infrastructure of a nation is built upon is construction. From roads and bridges to homes and commercial spaces, the construction sector plays an indispensable role in shaping the economic, social, and environmental landscape of any nation. And regulating its construction is intended to protect lives, people's safety, health, and welfare in and around buildings. Globally, demolition of building structures takes place. It is either as a result of development process, or the structure was built illegally without following due process, or built on channels created to prevent environmental disasters such as flooding or the likes. Nipping this in the bud therefore calls for sensitization on capacity building, continuous enlightenment on ensuring quality building materials are used, and obtaining necessary approvals.
Try to bribe people so that you can build in unauthorized places, because you may regret this sometimes down the lane.
This the Lagos state government is embarking upon and is calling on residents in the state to ensure that building standards are maintained. Planning authority and developers' communication must be improved upon, while drainages must be given adequate consideration, else face the long arm of a law.
We are going to prosecute the landlord, we are going to put them in jail, and the developer, because they are called the daredevil, they believe that nothing will happen. So anybody that says nothing will happen, let's deal with it. This is not a matter of you are the GM friend or you are commissioner's friend. It's a matter of the law.
The Lagos state government is also not negotiating with violators, as it will continue to bring down illegal structures within the metropolis in its bid to remodel and ensure proper town planning. That's it from Lagos. Nationwide will continue after the break.
All right, our high-powered policymakers, technologists, and of course, experts from across Africa are expected to converge on Abuja for the 5th African Education Technology Conference. The conference is a platform designed to bring together best practices, exchange ideas, and envisage the future of education and raise awareness on its mandates and importance. It is also significant in the advancement of education.
We are in a world where we want to ensure that our children, our students, our pupils can be enabled to compete globally when it comes to education.
And 2024 conference is actually very unique because you can see from the team is really an effective African ecosystem for global impact. So meaning that it's not just about Nigeria, it's about global.
This is an opportunity for us to mobilize stakeholders across board to begin to look at the importance of education. Because like I said earlier on, if you invest in education, by default, you are investing in a country's socio-economic development.
It is also significant in the advancement of education technology across the continent and aims to foster discussions on the latest trends, challenges, and innovation. The Ministry of Education has promised to implement any initiative that will add value to welfare of Nigerians so as to place the country in the global map of advanced societies. This is coming from the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, at the syllabus review workshop organized by the National Business and Technical Examination Board, NAPTEP, which is reviewing 14 syllabus and curriculum being used in technical colleges for the purpose of training craftsmen, artisans, and several others. The exercise is a follow-up to the review of curriculum for 10 trades, which were developed recently by the NBTE under the ideas projects of the World Bank, which were critiqued and validated by stakeholders in conformity with 21st century technological needs.
The Ministry of Education also noticed with serious concern that enrollment in teaching and teaching-related courses in our tertiary institution has gone down remarkably. To this end, we have made a provision of significant amount for those who are going to pursue National Certificate of Education and also Bachelor of Science Education or any other bachelor that is education-related.
At the end of this gathering, we hope to produce good quality and teachable syllabuses that all students, teachers, administrators, and other stakeholders can rely on.
In Nigeria, production of needed technical personnel in terms of craftsmen and master craftsmen have been facing challenges from issues of inadequate teaching equipment and materials, teaching personnel to curriculum and syllabuses. Now, the National Coordinator, National Counter-terrorism Center, Office of the National Security Advisor, Major General Adamu Garba Laka, has expressed the need for unwavering dedication and collective action in the fight against terrorism and organized crimes. General Laka expressed this need in Abuja at the two-day workshop and plenary meeting of the Global Counter-terrorism Forum, Criminal Justice and Rule of Law Working Group under its co-chairs Nigeria and Italy with the theme, Good Practices for the Protection of Witnesses and Criminal Justice Officials. The National Coordinator called on countries under the umbrella of the Global Counter-terrorism Forum to harness the power of collaboration and cooperation in advancing their shared goals of justice, security, and peace, noting the imperative of the protection of witnesses and criminal justice officials who play pivotal roles in the investigation, prosecution, and adjudication of terrorism-related cases. General Laka stated that the latest joint mandate between Nigeria and Italy has been extended from 2024 to 2026. And now the military has been described as the embodiment of strength, unity, and resilience, of which any assault on it may generate anarchy, unrest, and national security instability. This was the concern of the Conference of Civil-Military Cooperation, who condemned in totality the trend following the Banex Plaza, Udi, Zakibiam, and Okwama community in Delta State.
Fostering a harmonious relationship with the military is crucial for our collective security and progress. It is pertinent to state that the current leadership of the armed forces has shown commendable dedication to the promotion of this relationship, as evidenced by the establishment of civil-military cooperation units and departments, as well as human rights desks across the various services of the armed forces. There are established channels through which issues of human rights violations, issues of public complaints can be made and addressed appropriately. So we are encouraged to apply these policies.
The group reiterated that the military is a collective institution which is not biased towards any tribe, religion, or region, an inspiration that should draw Nigerians to work together with the armed forces for the overall interest of national security and development. All right, we'll now be joining Dibabari in Port Harcourt for more reports on Nationwide today.
Welcome to Port Harcourt. Economic experts at the just concluded River State Economic Summit 2024 have identified blue economy, tourism, manufacturing and industrialization among sure pathways to sustainable economic growth in River State. Osinachi Samuel reports that a lecture delivered by the 14th Emir of Kano, His Royal Highness Muhammad Sanusi II, was a highlight at the close of the summit.
The two-day summit had discussion on issues ranging from embracing infrastructural development and security to leveraging education and technology for youth and women empowerment, how to harness the blue economy to create investment opportunities in the tourism sector was a focus for panelists who brainstormed on the way forward to position River State as a giant in the world economy.
Our government, with a steadfast focus on the future and a dedication to the well-being of not just the present generation, but also those to come, embodies the spirit of a true statesman.
We need to find a way to empower the youth. We need to find a way to empower the woman. We need to find a way to empower persons with disability, empower them financially.
In his keynote speech, the former Central Bank Governor, Muhammad Sanusi II, stressed that sustainable development must be driven by deliberate expert actions and the people must embrace innovations in all sectors of the economy.
And our taxation system, while it's necessary for fiscal strength of the government, should not be an extortionary system. I recently saw an old video of Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher saying that no country has ever taxed its way to prosperity. Tax is important. Broadening the tax base is important. Having the tax net is important, but taxes must be streamlined, they must be sensible, and we must tax growth and not income.
For other participants at the summit, reducing dependency on oil and gas and fostering economic resilience is key to sustainable development. In Port Harcourt, Osinachi Samuel, NTA News.
Leadership of All Progressives Congress in River State is excited with the steady support the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu is enjoying in River State. APC made their opinion known during a 1 million man solidarity walk in support of the president's programs in Port Harcourt. Robinson Derataide has the details.
Members of the All Progressive Congress, APC, mobilized from the 23 local government areas of River State, took their solidarity walk in support of the policies of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu from the GRA Junction to APC office in Aba Road, Port Harcourt. The solidarity walk is to showcase the increasing support President Bola Tinubu is attracting in the state and a show of appreciation to him for officially appointing River State indigents, especially the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, into his government.
In the history of this country, I am aware that the first and the largest and the biggest project that will traverse the length and breadth of Nigeria is being constructed under Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It will take only somebody like Tinubu that has a large heart, somebody that wants to develop and put smiles on the faces of Nigerians. No wonder he couched his mantra, renewed hope. The coastal line is not a promise, it is ongoing.
They expressed concern over the actions and utterances of the River State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, especially for derecognizing the 27 lawmakers who defected to the APC.
Nigerians should tell the governor of River State not to sit in judgment over 27 assembly members who became uncomfortable with the irreconcilable and irredeemable crisis in PDP and then defected to the All Progressive Congress. He should stop chasing them.
to let the world know that the Ijaw people are not English. Today, we are here to say thank you to Chief Jason Wike and thank you, Chief Tony Okocha, for supporting us.
Other party faithful urged the governor to respect the president's peaceful resolution and de-emphasize tribal sentiments.
We hope you are still on to Nationwide. The news belt will now continue in Maiduguri. House of Representatives Committee on the Northeast Development Commission has assessed the level of execution of some projects embarked upon by the Commission in Borno State. This was during the committee's oversight visit to the state, where they pledged for more funding for the Commission to upscale its development interventions. Tina Toro completes the story.
Led by the chairman of the committee, Usman Zanna, and accompanied by Managing Director of the NEDC, Mohammed Goni Al-Khali, among other management staff, the oversight tour took the team to the sites of 13.5 billion naira worth road projects. These include 22.5 kilometer road linking Ngwom, Kwashebe, Galamari, Dusman, Gongolang, Zabarmari and Gadamari in Mafa and Jiri local government areas of the state. Reconstruction of collapsed Alo Dam spillway, which is both the major source of water from the dam and means of flood risk mitigation, awarded for reconstruction by NEDC at the cost of 1.5 billion naira, was also inspected. At the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, new maternity ward comprising 40 rooms and consultant offices, among other facilities constructed by NEDC, demonstrates the commitment of the Commission to improving healthcare infrastructure and services in the state.
Most of the issues he raised about cost escalation, whatever, we know about it, and we're working on it to make sure that our intention is to make sure this road is completed.
As you are aware, the MD is a very straightforward, a man of integrity. He works very well with his team, and we are sure that with more funding, the Northeast ravaged by Boko Haram will be developed.
These interventions by NEDC are geared towards enhancing transportation and connectivity within the region, thereby fast-tracking socio-economic development. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
Let's talk security now. In its continuous effort towards combating crimes and criminality within and outside Maiduguri city, the Nigerian Police Force, Borno State Command, has arrested suspects involved in various crimes. The command made this known during a press briefing at its headquarters in Maiduguri. Mohammed Guni completes the story.
After conducting stop and search in a simultaneous operation in different locations within the metropolis, the command has succeeded in arresting 21 suspects in possession of illicit substances and weapons, which include codeine syrup, tramadol, a wrap of dried leaves suspected to be Indian hems, and knives, among others. Speaking to newsmen, the Command Public Relations Officer, ASP Nahum Kenneth Dasu, said the Nigerian police has maintained its stride in curbing criminal activities in the state.
The command, it's part of its achievements, has arrested a drug peddler and his accomplices who gave an offer of bribing a public servant, contrary to Section 83 of Borno State Penal Code law. The incident happened on the 21st of May 2024 at about 19:30 hours when GRA police patrol team, while on the snap stop and search operations at Jidari Junction area, Old Maiduguri.
While calling on the good people of Borno to report suspicious activities within their domain, the command also pledged to sustain the tempo of flushing out criminals in the state through proactive measures. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on the Nigerian Television Authority. It's now time to return to Ogochukwuka in Abuja for more reports for us this evening.
Thank you very much, Bubakar, for your contribution. Now, integrated medicine experts are calling for collaboration among orthodox health practitioners and complementary health caregivers in the diagnosis and treatment of patients. President, West African Society of Integrative Medicine, Dr. Kojo Karius, said this in a presentation on the application of integrative medicine in acute and life-threatening conditions at 2 tertiary health institutions in Benue State. Blessing Obeche Ebute reports.
Integrative medicine, which is the combination of therapies and lifestyle changes to treat and heal, focuses on the complete mind, body, soul, and uses evidence-based approaches for health and wellness. Over the years, the practice of integrative medicine has gained prominence in Nigeria and continues to contribute to strengthening the nation's health sector. President, West African Society of Integrative Medicine, Dr. Kojo Keru, and his team members during the presentation outlined the role of integrative medicine and the benefits derivable from the practice.
We sort of bring this to them as an eye-opener, that integrative medicine works and that the mandate has been given for its use by the West African College of Physicians and also WHO.
This is the first time that we're coming up to a tertiary, institute like this, to talk to the young doctors. The goal is that we get them stimulated and they can learn this and they really take over from us.
Heads of Department Family Medicine, Benue State University Hospital, and the Federal Medical Center Makurdi appreciated the team for the presentation as it is an eye-opener.
A lot has been meant, and I can see the residents in the department, the consultants, all want to learn more. I also want to put this into practice.
They come to stimulate us and to sensitize us on the need to embrace integrative medicine, which is where the world is facing now.
The presentation is with the theme, Application of Integrative Medicine in Acute, Chronic and Life-Threatening Conditions. In Makurdi, Blessing Omeche Ebute, NTA News.
Now, global partners in collaboration with Sioux Freedom and Nigerian Women Lead the Way are charting a new course for religious tolerance in Nigeria. The Multi-Faith Summit is aimed at promoting religious freedom and security across troubled spots in the country and to challenge women in leading the advocacy campaign. Stakeholders agreed that religion should serve as a tool for preaching peace and harmony and respect for one another and not an avenue for discrimination.
Whatever religion or belief she or he has chosen. And that is why we have come together so that we as women will begin to lead Nigeria into such freedoms.
By practicing respect for one another, religion and belief can serve as channels for peace, particularly in interfaith settings such as this one.
In Nigerians, what matters to us is let's understand humanity first before becoming you're a Christian or you're a Muslim.
We meet to raise our individual concerns, whether you're Muslim or Christian. We work together to raise awareness and bring change, whether at the local, state, federal, or the global level.
I attended a mission school, but it didn't change my faith. Rather, it made me to understand the Christian religion better and to relate with my Christian friends.
Women to voice their support for this freedom, because when people voice their thoughts, they voice their beliefs, they support it, then you can hold them accountable.
Friends is also to appeal to the conscience of religious adherents to embrace peace, justice and togetherness at all times, which is fundamental in promoting global stability. And now, sports update.
Head coach of Nigeria's Super Eagles, Finidi George, says the team list, which will soon be released, will consist mainly of the players who won silver for the country at the last Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire. Speaking to journalists in Lagos ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against South Africa at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium on June 7, Finidi revealed that he's working alongside his assistants to develop the best formation to ensure the players win the crucial match.
We know it's a difficult game. We played against South Africa in the concluded AFCON, and we know their capacity. Most of their players are playing in South Africa, but we know if our players give that 100% that we see them do in Europe, we will not have problems, in winning that game.
To special football, the Special Eagles of Nigeria have qualified for the semi-finals of the ongoing Africa Amputee Football Cup of Nations in Cairo, Egypt. The Special Eagles beat Liberia by 2-1
in a closely contested match. Nigeria's victory sets up a challenging semi-finals against tournament favourite Morocco, who advanced to the semi-finals with a 4-2 victory over Egypt. Beyond reaching the semi-finals, the Special Eagles of Nigeria have secured a spot in the 2026 Amputee World Cup. In handball, results from match day 10 in the ongoing Andover Handball Premier League in Benin City, Edo State shows that in the female category, Rima Queens lost to Imo Grasshoppers 38-40. Coas Base beat Bendel Dynamos 33-21, while in the men's category, Safety Shooters defeated Lagos Seasiders 31-21, and Tangerine Academy beat Kano Pillars 27-22, amongst other matches. Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
We are signing out today on Nationwide. Many thanks for watching, and do remember to stay out of trouble.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, Go TV channel. And to watch NTA International in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, use the following satellite parameters. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window.